Hello, my friend. Welcome to the study. It's so nice to see you here. Today we're going to design a scriptorium, a place where we can write and draw for our hidden library that wafts between worlds and times. And we'll also have some chit-chat, a little bit of talking and chatting to help you relax. The study has quite a few new members that we're welcoming today, as well as our longtime patrons. I want to welcome everyone. It's very good to have you here. Talk a little bit also about what the study is all about. What is this channel about? Well, mostly it's about ASMR, and to me that's relaxation and getting away from stress. So that's what I hope to provide for you here in this study. It's always nice to refocus on something else when you're stressed or having trouble. Could be with something you're trying to do, could be with people, could be with events. And dealing with the world and with people is never an easy thing. And it can be trying and stressing. And that's why we all need a nice safe place where we can go and refocus. And one of the things that's helped me all my life is to learn something, focus on what I can do with my mind. Because if you're like me and you have a lot of squirrels in there, they need to be occupied. And if you occupy them with things that are familiar and make you feel safe, it can not only help you focus away from whatever was stressing you, but it can also benefit your sense of value and self-worth, because we're all worth a great deal more than we give ourselves credit for. So all of these things happen in your mind, and no one else knows your mind and spirit except you. And if you need a break, that's perfectly alright. You never need to justify needing a break, needing to take time out, needing to step away and refocus. And it helps knowing what things do stress you out. It could be a small thing. It could be an ongoing thing. But your body will tell you, your physiology. You'll breathe very shallowly, quick breaths, and we don't realize often how this lack of oxygen compounds our stress. Sometimes it can be tightness in the throat or stomach, or even our jaw and muscles around our face. Breathing, taking time to just take some deep, long breaths can help. Nice, relaxed ones. Not worrying about whatever it is that's stressing you. Your body knows what it is it's telling you. You don't have to know right away. Just take some time. Go somewhere else. Somewhere you feel safe. You can always come to the study and we can play with the stuff. Maybe learn something. Maybe just zone out. And that makes it much easier then for us to go out in the world and face what needs to be faced. I get out and do a lot of things. Lots of things. I'm very, very busy because there's so many things that I like to find out about and try and experience. But even though I get out and do a lot of things and accomplish quite a lot, it doesn't mean that I'm great with stressful situations or great with people. And I get stressed as well. And sometimes very easily. And that's when I just take some time out and refocus and then come back to it maybe in 5 minutes, 5 hours, maybe in a week. Just know when to set it aside. And this way we can be much more compassionate and kind when we deal with other people too, which helps us and helps them. And that's part of the positive change that I hope to engender here in the study. I want to make people feel better. So just remember, if you get stressed, if you need some time out, you're doing the right thing for yourself when you take it. And concentrate on something else. Something you enjoy, something that makes you feel safe. Surround yourself with beautiful sounds and just give your physiology a break. All of those neurons and neurotransmitters that are working overtime. Just give them a little bit of a breath. And here we're designing a floor plan for our scriptorium. So we've got glass, atrium type windows at the end, and 3 portal doors at the end that will go to our various worlds and times, and a couple of built-in shelving units there, and a wall, each wall full of windows. That way we'll be able to have nice long desks where we can spread out all of our papers, all of our writing implements, paints, whatever it is we're working with, all of our books and texts, different kinds of paper, inks, and the sunlight will fall onto these tables. Big, long, wide desks. And the acoustics will be appreciable because of the vaulted ceiling. We'll also have underfloor heating. And here you see our glass atrium is south facing to make the most of the northern sun, even in winter. I think hypocaust flooring and nice tiles, nice thick tiles will be good for a floor. That way we won't have any open flames and the heat will radiate up, so it will be quite efficient. And we'll make sure there are plenty of skylights. So do a bit of a cross-section of the atrium windows. And this is where most of the light will be pouring in for most of the day. And we'll have nice big arches towards the top. And I think smaller panes, leaded glass, works very well. It insulates as well as allows light to filter through. For our new friends in the study, and those who have been here a while, I'd like to call your attention to all of the playlists here in the study. Well, there are quite a few. If you haven't already seen them, they're got all kinds of topics that we cover, and we have lots of fun. Probably one of the biggest ones is the soft reading, and it can be whispered or soft spoken. And the bibelot, which are little toys and little things that I find that I think sound nice, make lovely, nice, soft, relaxing sounds. I have quite a lot of those videos. But also there's the books, maps and magazines playlist. I like this one because it reminds me of when I was a child. And late at night when I couldn't sleep, which was quite often, or very, very early in the morning, like at 4 or something, I would walk around the house and notice my grandfather, who lived with us, had his light on. He rarely slept either, and I would run in and climb onto his giant bed with him as he was reading books and magazines. And would just lie there and listen to him turn the pages. And sometimes I'd read what was on the page. Sometimes I would let my mind wander. On the woods for our scriptorium, I think we'll use nice light walnut colours, burl walnut and ash. So we have nice solid wood, but in soft, muted tones. Another playlist that we've got on the study is of course the Latin one, which is quite long. If you enjoy Latin or classics, or you just want to listen to writing and jabbering, then that's a good place to go to occupy those squirrels in your head. There's, of course, the pen and paper list, which has lots of writing, different kinds of writing, inks, different pens, papers, lovely sounds. One I really had fun putting together was the Artists and Illustrators playlist, where we look at different artists and illustrators. Of course, all of these playlists are still growing, and there will always be more to them, so we'll keep looking back because they'll be expanding all the time. But the art one was absolutely fun to make. I really enjoyed that, and we'll be making some more of those. And history and tours. We go places, either in books or in real life, looking at ruins and remains of Iron Age, Roman, Bronze Age things, and also we find texts to talk about, or even food, all kinds of things. So from prehistory all the way to the 20th century. So we had loads of fun there. And also, I have to mention the Pokemon playlist, always growing. Cards, lots of cards, videos, lovely shuffling sounds. There's also a Redwall playlist if you are a fan of Redwall. So we have quite a few mouse picnics and teas. And Napoleonic and 18th century ASMR. Everything Napoleon, everything 18th century. Whether it's writing or history, some of it's role play, some of it's just talking and reading. Always with some lovely sounds. There's the linguistic ASMR, where we often look at dead languages or old languages. And of course, the walks in nature, which I quite like, and I think we'll be expanding that a little bit more. And then there's the Temple of Apollo and the Mysterious Magnetic Anomaly. It's a bit of a role-playing series, slow in developing, but always lots of fun. So do check out the study playlists if you haven't already. And there's really something for everybody there. Whatever you're interested in, we can play with it. So for the floor, I think we'll go a little bit lighter, but we want a nice, warm, welcoming floor, not dark and not exactly white either. So with our tiles, I think I'll go for a sort of a dim lilac, but we'll come back to that. I think we should have curtains, of course, to soften things and to pull across if it gets too bright. So a sort of goldy yellow. How does that look? With these very dark teal turquoise patterns. Because I think that's a lovely color combination there. It'll be nice plush, damask, velvety curtains that make a swishing noise when you open and close them. If you enjoy mathematics, there's also RYA, Yachtsman's Theory series of videos playlist here in the study. From time to time we do some sailing videos as well, and just working out navigational problems and calculations. So if numbers and calculations are your thing, we've got that too, right here in the study. So we've got our hypocaust flooring, south-facing windows, skylights, soft-colored woods, leaded glass. For our windows. So there'll be plenty of light, plenty of warmth in the winter, and it will be cool in the summer. We can open up the top windows, skylights, and listen to the birds. And we've got 3 portals for other worlds. Then we can access the archives and the rest of the library. We can access different times and different associates and colleagues in our library family, different offices and studies, all the different worlds, anything you can imagine. working on the floor tiles, make them a little bit lighter, a little bit softer in color. Try and get a warm grey. I think that looks quite nice. It's a bit lilac-y, but I think that makes a nice floor. Imagine if you spill ink on it, it's not going to be such a big deal. We'll think if we perhaps want any patterns on those tiles, we can always paint them later. Animals, vines, leaves, flowers, mythological creatures, all kinds of things. And here we have our concept drawing of our scriptorium. You can see the blue ceilings. We'll put some bright stars on that are just below the skylights. And the leaded glass with stained glass centers. 4 coats of arms of our favorite authors or artists. And figures in history. We have our nice warm grey tiles on the bottom and lovely stonework, pillars, and the plush curtains. And there we've got burr walnut for a nice warm wood. And for our upholstery I've chosen a green with a dark green ivy pattern on it, and that will make sure that we're nice and comfortable as we sit in our chairs and benches next to our writing table. I would especially like to thank the Studies Patreon supporters, David M. Pirate Carrie, Romulus, and Carman 1000. Thank you for your generous support, and thank everyone who watched this. I hope this relaxed you and helped you in some small way to have just a little better of a day or more calm night. And to know that you're never alone. And no matter what happens out there, you always have a space here in the study where we can do things together and share. So if you enjoyed this, do please put a like and feel free to comment. I'll read them all, even if they're critical. I don't mind. I can take it. But I do like to hear from you. Be good to yourself, my friend. Be kind to others. And until next time, be extraordinary.